Hey guys and girls, welcome to this week's episode of No BS with Birchy podcast. I'm your host Nathan Birch, and this is a show unraveling the truth to the facade of the 21st century. We're now exiting the matrix and waking up to motherfucking reality. Today I want to talk about the end of the year. It's almost the end of 2025, start of 2026. I am going to talk about something which I talk about a lot, but I'm not going to cover that in this episode. Next episode, I'm going to be talking about planning for 2026, covering off some goals, covering off on, things to be doing to have a successful year. But today, I want to talk about getting ready for the end of the year. This time of the year, what I find, right, this is the middle of November. There's, a week ago, there was people, flogging a horse on a stadium and people drinking, getting drunk, whatever. There's people getting drunk, celebrating Christmas parties, whatever the case may be. People planning the holidays, people getting together, enjoying summer, whatever the case may be, right? With all that activity happening, what I generally find, it hasn't happened as much of recent years, and I expect it to happen. Like it's common that it's happened for the last 22 years of me being an investor, is the market dries out a little bit of people, right? People are out, just living their life, in relaxing mode, right? And for me, it doesn't change the fact that there's other people that need to sell their property. They need to get out of a deal. They need to get out of a move for their schooling, for the kids for next year. They want to finalise to get rid of their bad things from 2025 and start 2026 fresh. You've got real estate agents out there which are in the business of doing deals, and they want to do deals over Christmas. So I enjoy this time of the year because I find that it's like everyone's busy at the shops and the car parks are full there. But, finding deals and working with agents, it becomes much more pleasant. So I actually like dealing with agents at this time of the year. And I find that I get Christmas bargains out there, right? So firstly, I think that, having less activity with buyers out there, having less competition is much better for you as an investor. For you as a buyer out there, there's less activity happening in the market, which means that you've got better negotiation, better leverage, better opportunities, right? But what a lot of people fear is, oh, well, I don't have finance ready. The bank is closed now, right? The solicitors are closed and whatnot. So I think it's for astute investors at this time of the year, those that are ready, and it's getting pretty close, so it's going to be getting a bit cutting it fine, for those of you that want to push yourself if you're not sort of ready or getting ready at the moment, is you should be ready with finance. You should be ready with your capital, your deposit, your equity, your tax return, whatever it is that's going to be used as a deposit to buy the property, getting yourself ready to take advantage of the course of the next 2 months. December hits, people slow down. January hits, people are away, holidays, doing the annual trip with their family, whatever the case may be, spending time with the kids while they're on school holidays, whatever. So that time, investors get a head start, the astute ones, to be able to take advantage of the market conditions, get themselves the bargains that are out there, and snag deals before everyone else comes back online. But in order to do that, you need to have finance. You need to have confidence. You can't just go and say, hey, I'm going to buy a property. I've got $200 in the bank account. We'll sort it out in 2 months' time, because 2 months' time your property should be settling. So that's the purpose of this video, is making sure that you are ready. And what sort of things can you do to get yourself prepared to be able to take advantage of the bargains that pop out over Christmas and New Year period. So, I guess getting yourself ready would be speaking to your broker, seeing what equity you've got. And it's a good thing just for housekeeping anyway, to be like, okay, I've bought 5 properties in the last year or last 2 years or whatever. What is the equity position? When was the last time? The question I ask everyone is, when was the last time you spoke to your bank or your broker and had a finance review to see, okay, what does my finance look like? What does my equity position look like? What does my servicing look like? Because if you know that, then it gives you confidence to be able to go, okay, now I can go and take action and buy a property. yeah, I guess, other things is speaking to your accountant, speaking to your, have you done your tax return yet? People should have done it, but a lot of people haven't done their tax return. Do you have a 20 grand tax return coming? Is your lawyer going to be around over Christmas to be able to review the contract for you? Is your lawyer going to be able to meet the deadlines for you over that period of time? If you are considering to go and buy a property, speaking to a real estate agent to negotiate the property, let's say you speak to an agent, it's the 10th of December, right? If your lawyer is away until the 21st of January, that means that you've got 5 or 6 weeks there in a cooling off period. Going to a real estate agent just saying, hey, I want a 6-week cooling off period is not something that they will generally do. So it's how do you how do you get your team ready, and how do you position yourself to the agent, and how do you formulate that as a part of your negotiation tactic to be able to navigate the deals, as well as being able to take advantage of the bargains that are out there and taking advantage of the situation that there's less buyers in the market naturally. If we think about the buyers in the market, some people are like, it'll just be the same ever, whatever. The way I see it is if it was a rainy day and you're on a car lot, right? Let's say you're a car salesperson and you see a person looking in the car windows, it's bloody pouring down rain and there's someone out of the lot, that person could come back next week when it's sunny and not have to be discomforted by standing in the rain while looking for a property. But the car salesperson sees a person sitting in the lot and they're like, that person is committed. They're a ready buyer to be able to, buy that vehicle. So if you think of yourself as the investor and then seeing yourself with the real estate agents are sitting out there in the lot. It's just a matter of getting them and engaging with them to be able to, take advantage of those opportunities that arise. So I guess, in this period of time, if you're not ready, go and speak to your team, go and speak to your broker, go speak to your accountant, go and speak to your lawyer, go speak to your buyer's agent and talk to them about what are the goals, what can you do, and whatever the case may be. Naturally, if you're looking to speak to your buyer's agent, you can reach out to myself and my team and we can, put you on our Christmas list. I only work with a small amount of people over that period of time, but I love the deals that I get. And, if I look back through the last 17 years that I've been doing this, some of the coolest deals and the unique and funny deals that come through that period of December and January. But if you're not finance ready, you can't do anything. So in that period, I always sit back and reflect, because it's a bit of a downtime for me. And I'll get onto this in one of my further videos about goal setting and planning for the next year that comes ahead. But I like to take this time, nevertheless, to review the year that I had, think of the things that I did that were good, think of the things that I did that weren't so good, work out what does the year ahead of me look like, and sort of reverse engineer what I need to do in 2026 to reach those goals that I have in my head for next year, and write it down, strategize it, and then speak to your team, speak to your accountant, speak to your broker, speak to your lawyer. More so it would be financial around your broker about how they can help you get to those goals in the coming year. Whilst you're reviewing, look at when was the last time my rents went up. What are all the properties worth? Go and look at what's selling out there. You've bought a property, Perth, Townsville, whatever. I speak to my investors after 6 months and like, what? No, my properties haven't doubled. And it's like, yeah, they've doubled. Hop online. And I'll sit there while I'm chatting to them on the phone and send them a link to something in the street or something in the same complex that's for sale, comparable, that might be 200 grand more. When was the last time you sat there and reviewed each property line by line? If you had a business and you had stock and inventory, would you be checking let's say you got, I don't know, an IGA shop. Would you be just sitting there stacking the shelves, leaving all the food at the back of the shelves to go rotten and just putting the new ones on the front? No, you'd have a process to go, okay, let's bring all the food forward. You'd be checking them. This one's got 1 day to go. Let's put it in the clearance box. Let's bring this one. What specials do we have this week? Let's put the milk right at the back corner so people have to walk past the lollies to get there, right? So as an investor, when was the last time you had an inventory check? When was the last time you reassessed your position to go, hang on a second, this one's performing for me. This one, wow, I'm pleasantly surprised it's really performing. This one here isn't performing as much. What can I do to bring it up to standard? Does it need a push along? Does it need a renovation? Does it need something done to it to be able to bring it in line with your goals and whatnot? So I think, taking advantage of this time of the year is very, very crucial. I remember once, it was about 12 years ago, we had a Christmas party, and the Christmas party had 200-300 investors along to it, and there was another Christmas party coming out at the same time. It was like at Rosehill Racecourse, it was many years ago, and we were leaving, and everyone was like networking, right? And they were mingling, and they're like, oh, what's it, tell me about your goals. What did you do this year, right? It was very civil. No one was drunk, fucking falling down the stairs or whatever. The next door Christmas party had finished, and they're walking out, and they're all screaming and yelling and talking about the football and, whatever they were doing, right? They were chanting on and whatever. And it's like, it was just a very interesting conversation because of choices, options and decisions that get made in periods of time. So, go and enjoy summer, go and enjoy your family, go to the beach, all that sort of stuff. But be mindful that this is a downtime. How do you spend it, right? What are you feeding yourself full of? And how are you what work are you doing on yourself? You may have had a big year in business or life or family or work, or whatever the case may be. But what are you doing to plan for you and taking that time out for you to have the best life that you want and that you deserve for you and your family? So, I guess that's why I sort of wanted to make this video is to do the shout out and to say, hey, reflect on the year that you've had. What can you tweak? What's been good? Planning and goals. I'll do another video on that, so keep an eye out for that. Everyone always loves my goal planning and strategy session meeting, podcasts and videos. But are you prepared? You had a goal of getting to 5 properties and you've got 6? Great. Have you had a goal of getting to 5 and you've done nothing? Right? What can you do better? Have you had a goal of getting to 5 properties and you got 2 or 3? There's still another couple of months there. If you do want to be a part, if you're one of my investors that I help with locating and buying the properties and being your buyer's agent, and you do want me to look for you for properties over Christmas, reach out and say, hey, Birchy, I want you to put me on your list, because ultimately I'll only work with 10, 15, 20 people maximum over that period of time, and the deals will be going to them. So make sure you're on that list. On that note, guys, I will leave it with you. If you do need help, you do want to speak to one of my team members, want to get a finance review, want to have a reassessment of your position, reach out to us, 1300-367-925, admin at B.Invested.com.au. If you got my number, hit me up, send me a text, give me a buzz. We're here to help. We'll speak soon. Hopefully 2025 has been awesome to you. If not, make it awesome. There's still 2 months left, but the door is closing if you do want to take advantage of those 2 months over Christmas. Every Thursday, Google Play, Apple Play, Spotify, and YouTube. No BS with Birchy podcast. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Like Bilal said, man, we stuck in the matrix. This my advice, don't care if you take it. The dollar back to die, soon to be hyperinflated.